this phone?
Mine.
Thank you. You want it?
No, I can't hear you guys.
So the phone's gonna come here?
It's recording, so I can check what I
Now
can
we know.
hear.
Thank you, so is mine. So we know.
So you want to go through that term? Dinner time? Okay. 4:30? Okay, yeah. Good. Okay. See about those terms in the area. That'd be kind of fun. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is 11.
Hey, really, that should be in that movie Fargo.
Yeah, there, don't you know?
Yeah.
I watched that movie a bunch of times.
You're very smart. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Better than it was because the wind is mild a little bit. Oh, on the other side of it.
Yeah.
She drove over to the same spot. You didn't even know those words. You didn't know.
Is there a copy machine going? I need a copy of this.
You borrowed my pen. Sorry about
Did
that.
I? Sorry.
Like, I know I had it. She borrowed it.
Sorry, I was paying attention. We have some of the same ones here, so I think why my brain thought it was mine. I'm sorry.
That's okay, because I was like, I know I had it.
Yeah.
It was right here.
No, that's no.
Did you borrow my pen? I like that.
It's okay.
Okay.
Don't do it again.
Yes.
Oh.
Nope, I think we're good. Yes.
Actually 4.
That's what I'm here about.
Oh,
At least someone had inquired about it.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, it wasn't real bad until this road Oreo.
Oh, okay. And the other one, they're
People pick up our garbage.
Yeah, I was surprised.
We just go slower.
Yep. That's a good idea.
It's unfortunate. I really like this.
Pardon? Trevor. Trevorson.
That was pretty good. Did you see that? Oh, good, thank you. We'll be calling you. Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, good. You made no sense. No idea.
As soon as they're with that, we'll just keep going then.
All right.
It's Randy's.
Yeah.
Randy.
Randy.
Okay, Randy.
Wasn't sure if you were kidding or not.
Oh, no. Randy. That's a nice name. Randy and Richard. Both are the same bar.
There you go.
Pretty good.
Yeah. And after that.
Perfect.
No, they don't do it.
How's that? Yeah. How's the, baby?
She's good. She's doing a lot better. Yeah.
Did she have pneumonia?
Yeah, we were in the hospital at the beginning of last week. Yeah, we went on to the ER on Sunday night, and they ended up keeping us till Tuesday morning.
Oh, she was a sick little girl.
Well, we didn't really, they couldn't find anything, but they said she had really high white blood cell counts, and they thought that it was beginning of pneumonia.
Oh.
So you caught it before she was
Yeah.
Good for you.
scary.
And so we got to stay in what Mike calls Hotel Sanford for a couple of nights, so.
Yeah, sure a nice place, but not a place you want to spend a lot of time in.
No.
Oh, yeah. Lots of concern, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Especially when they're so little, they can't tell you.
Talked to Mark.
Made me do the little thingy. We talked to Barb.
Oh.
Yeah, Wendy had stopped in to get some information.
Okay, I
They're
think
working on it.
we're gonna get going here. I'll call the meeting to order, and Rhea, if you'll take the roll, please.
Sarah,
Here.
Richard,
Here.
Bill.
Here.
And you have just got the agenda in front of you. Is there anything that needs to be added to it? If not, I will have a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Sarah,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
And have you had a chance to look over the minutes just a little bit? Any corrections or additions that need to be made there? If it's all good, I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I saw one.
Second.
Richard,
Yes.
Sarah, Bill.
Yes.
And then you have a sheet with the claims on it. Anything that needs to be added to that?
Do you have the building for the legal from the attorney? Do you
Yep.
have it with you?
Yes.
I would,
Need Tristan's address in Arizona.
I have.
You got it.
Yeah. Yeah. She texted me.
That's good.
I was given a check.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yep, she gave it to me when I picked on Saturday.
Okay.
If you would have wanted that before I ordered it when I done it.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Page 6.
good
Thank
with
you.
that, Bill?
Yep. Good with it.
None, I need a motion to approve those, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
I need a second, please.
Bill?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes.
Okay, and we got that part taken care of. Next on our agenda is recycling, and I'm guessing that you're our fella for that.
That's me.
Oh,
Yeah. Something to pass
You
out.
may sit right here if you
Oh.
so desire.
yeah. Chicken. Oh, that's not true.
We don't bite.
I don't either.
Okay, good enough. Then you sure can sit there.
No, we've been doing recycling with multiple cities.
Thank you.
Around the area, and it's been very well received. Individual recycling with the carts. It promotes recycling more. You know, our landfills are filling up very rapidly, and what we're finding too is with these carts, so it's a bigger cart, and when the people get them, they're more apt to recycle rather than taking it to a central location like you get. I know Sandy and Paulina was one of the first towns that we did put the carts in, and for you guys with the dumpsters, you know, we have these that we hand out to that you guys want to look at them. It shows exactly what you can and cannot put in the can, and that way it eliminates people putting stuff in there that can't go in there. And I know at times that people stick things in your dumpsters out here that are not allowed. And I know sometimes we have to dump them as trash, and a lot of the good recycling goes away then.
Oh, sure. Absolutely makes sense.
So, it's $1.50 per home, and that covers the cost of the carts. You know, they're pretty resilient carts, but if something happens, they break or something like that, we'll fix them. If we can fix them, if not, we'll just bring a new cart. The only thing would be as if there was negligence on
Oh, sure.
the
So
homeowner.
they're like the dumpster, the dump now.
The
They
ones that
grab it,
turn,
it's-
yep, that's what we'd do. They're a bigger cart. You got a 65 gallon now, it'd be a 95, so it's quite a bit bigger.
You said a per month per resident served, so this is a volunteer, or must everybody have a card?
We would prefer everybody to do it, because in order to get the carts ordered, you know, the whole city has to do it. You know, it's with the smaller communities, it's if we only had 20 that we could order, we couldn't offer the, you know what I mean?
Well, I just got a clear air on that.
And plus, if you don't have everybody do it, then that doesn't promote it for everybody to do
Absolutely,
it.
I agree with you. So is that a one-time a month pickup then?
No, it would be, let's see, it would be for you guys the first and third Thursdays.
Okay.
And there's gonna be, you know, during the months, it's gonna be occasionally the third to the next first. You'll have a 3-week span in there, so
Oh, yeah.
you know, it doesn't happen but a couple times a year, and if there's extras, then we'll just take them, whatever we got.
But 95 gallons, it's a big.
It is big.
That's-
It's quite a bit bigger.
So are these colored coded green or whatever?
We've been ordering them in gray.
Great.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
So then there's no cost for the cart?
No, the $1.50 is all included in the pickup and
Oh,
in the
okay.
cart.
Good, good,
So
good.
that would just be on top of our regular garbage fee. And that would
Yeah.
just be, if it's $30 per quarter, it would be 35 or whatever the.
Right. Yep. Well, yeah, and I leave the numbers to Brad anyways.
Yeah.
He just has me go to the meetings and present what we're offering. And it's been a good deal.
So what happens if somebody throws something in there that's not recycled? Then what happens?
Well, it still goes in as recycling, but we have cameras in our hopper, so when it dumps, the drivers watch it. And then if it poses a problem, if there's someone that's using it more and more, then we'll address that. And it does happen, but then we just contact the homeowner and then we deal with it that way.
You don't have a big battery.
No.
Oh, good.
Well, on plastic buckets, such as that, that's on the bottom of it's a 3, okay? That's perfectly legal.
Yeah. But the metal part on it,
Is it
right.
right, currently right?
Right. And that's what happens sometimes. So they do have sorters. Like we take everything to the Sheldon down there, and then they send it, I believe, to the Mars, and then they sort through it. So, it's not going to be 100%.
No.
People are going to throw stuff in there, but they do sort through that, and then they eliminate the things that fall through the cracks. Those are new, the plastic bags that get at the grocery stores, that we can do them now.
Oh, good.
The rolls, but not the toilet paper.
That's, I eliminate a lot of situations for you too.
What about glass bottles?
Glass
Beer bottles are on the line.
There's not hardly anybody taking glass.
Okay, no glass, okay.
It's come to the point that the people that used to do it, they're losing money. So then they just said no.
So that's plastic garbage.
Yep.
That's what we know. Yeah, that's so.
Yeah, very, very good information.
When would you start this program?
Whenever you guys would want us to, then you get with Brad and he would amend the contract, and then probably give us a couple months. It takes some time to get the carts in, and then get everything sorted out, and then get them delivered, and then set a date, and then it's a process, but it depends on how soon you want to get it going. The sooner a decision is made, the better.
Well, that's an answer to our needs.
This is a fantastic program, I think. I didn't know you guys did it.
Well, we always did the bags, and then we did the containers like this. For our end, it's better and it's safer for our guys. No more guys hanging out the back of trucks. And that's become a danger, in itself. And
It's a
I'd just
big
soon
liability.
keep them safe and, driving and trucking, doing that
Hitting
is
a few buttons
a
and-
lot safer than hanging off the back of the truck.
Great.
This is terrific information. Really appreciate it.
So whatever, moving forward, whatever you would decide, Brad's on vacation till Wednesday, and if you decide to do something, he'll be in the office Thursday and Friday, and just communicate with him, and he can work with you on that.
I think we're ready to make a decision.
But I think
Because
so
we've been
too.
moving this around for, fighting this situation for some time. So I'll make a motion that we go with Town and Country on the individual pickup for 95-gallon carts to pick up the recyclables in the city of Archer.
Can I make a comment first?
Yep.
Because this will be $1.50 per resident. I'm
Yep.
thinking you're gonna have to amend our ordinances,
Yeah.
so I
We
don't,
better.
yeah.
Well, we can do this,
If you want, we'd have to set a hearing and.
yeah,
So,
but to set a hearing, we first have to have a motion.
We gotta, yeah, we gotta approve to do it before we can, I think.
That's a good point. And we'll start that till all the legal
Yep.
tail ends.
And that's what most cities have to do too.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, you gotta keep us honest.
Yeah.
So we have the motion on the table to go ahead with this recycling program for the city of Archer. I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, so I have a question. So, we have people from the country that bring stuff in and put in the dumpsters for recycling. What will happen with that? Or is that a good question?
It is if they're like on the edge of town or something, we might be able to help you out there, but if they're not a resident here, unfortunately, they will probably have to take it somewhere else.
That's understandable. Two people out in the area too.
So what do they do, like I was hearing for the city council at Sheldon, so it's the same thing there, what do people like out of town do, where they take it?
I don't know.
See, I don't know either, I don't know. I could call Sam and ask him and see.
Well, I know.
Some cities
they
do have a central place yet, but
They do.
Oh, yeah,
Sheldon
that's
still
right.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
library.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how long that's gonna be there, but they
Like,
do this
yeah.
time.
example sake, we service Arnold's Park, and they have these carts. But they still have some residents and business owners that take their cardboard and all that, and they have a couple of dumpsters out by the city shed out there. And they still utilize that, especially the businesses that don't have, because we don't have any rear load stuff for recycle there, so they provide those two bigger roll-off dumpsters for their cardboard, and a lot of them have those big tin cans and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But there again, you're gonna risk, if you would continue with them, you're still gonna risk
Absolutely.
people
Same
throwing
thing.
stuff in
Yeah,
there
well,
that's not supposed to.
it goes without saying, I guess we better say that we're to be,
Eliminated.
Yeah. But every place has that. I was in town the other day and early in the morning and driving past one of the businesses, I was going to the gym and there was a pickup backed up, and they're throwing a TV in somebody else's dumpster. And I thought, you people, and
Some areas that we've actually gotten to the point where people have had to put locks on them.
yes, yeah, they have.
They put a
Yeah.
chain over it and they have a key for the lock, and we have a
Yeah.
key for the lock.
Oh, sure, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
But
Sarah?
Yes.
you're right, it's too bad people have to do that because they kind of ruin it for everybody else.
Exactly, that's our problem right now. It's- we're gonna take the vote here.
Oh,
on
I'm sorry, okay.
the
I just wanted to
Yes,
know.
it's a yes vote.
Richard,
People. Yes,
Bill.
yes,
I think we kinda knew that, but we
Yeah.
still had to make it official.
yeah.
Okay, well, when we get our paperwork all taken care of,
Okay,
so.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You have my card, so if you
Yep.
have any questions, you're free to give me a call, or our office number is on there too. You
Okay.
can call Brad or Nadine or Leanne or anybody
Good.
can help you with questions too.
And we could get a bunch of these. and
Yes,
put
the
in like
landfill
garbage
provides
bill or
them,
something,
and you just have to let us know. In fact,
Okay.
if you want more, I can give you the rest of what I got here.
Should we leave some here in the library?
Oh, yeah,
You
that's
can-
good.
you can have the whole
I'll put
stack.
them over there. Thank you.
Yeah, I think those are really nice, I'm keeping mine. And thank you very much.
Yes, no
Yeah,
problem, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep,
treasurer's
Thank you.
great.
you have a good night.
Yep.
Yeah, you too, thank you.
Yeah. That answers the question about buying garbage, or buying the cans.
Well, yeah, then, no one should be having a fit about that, it's not gonna cost them anything but an extra $1.50 a month.
Yeah.
And them being large is better than like those tote, or
Yeah.
those tote things.
Yeah, it'll be,
The people in Polina really liked them because like if you had a big family, then the garbage cans couldn't hold enough.
oh,
Well,
sure.
then they could recycle and then the garbage cans were big enough that it worked then.
Great.
So it worked out good. So,
Well, I think we would have done this long ago had we realized all that we
Yep.
just found out now.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, this is great. And there's several of the people in Sheldon will be glad to hear it as well, because your article generated a lot of interest. I had a lot of comments in the store about recycling in Archer. All right, good enough. Next on the, it says we are videotaping council meetings. Did we get some quotes from Super High Tech?
Yes, we're looking at from $169 to $205 for a camera with a microphone and an SD card. And so that's kind of where we're at with it. I think I was watching Sutherland's the other day on YouTube. For, wasn't it Sutherland or Paulina? Maybe it was Paulina.
Could be.
Do you guys tape over there?
Richard does for us, yeah.
Richard who?
Richard Radke. Either him or Mary usually come to our council meetings, so.
Oh, okay. And then they put it up on YouTube?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
And who does that? Do they have a YouTube account, the city or?
No, we do not, they just do
Oh.
it.
Well, that's pretty reasonable. I thought maybe it would be more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait a minute, let's back up. Time out. So we want to videotape, which we have every right to, our own council meeting,
Absolutely.
you know.
We
And
have
we'll
our own
keep it on
equipment.
file, we have our own equipment. What are the legal aspects of a third party putting it up online?
Well, a council meeting is a public meeting.
Right, but it's a
So-
third party putting it up online. It's
Right,
not a
they
council
s-
putting it up online.
They still can have access to it because it's a public meeting. They're entitled to the public records, so.
I'm just thinking along the lines of, you know, people that would edit it and stuff. It'd be better if the city put it up rather than a third party. We'll check with Mike on that and see. Not authorize a third party to put it up, just in case he would edit it and it would not
Good
come out
point.
as it actually happened. That would be good.
Good point.
Let's write a note for that.
Okay. Then we're gonna go on to staffing.
Oh, that's good.
I think we have a new clerk.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm Sandy Kurtz, if you don't know who I am. I'm the city clerk for Polina. I've been there about 20 years. And Maria and I have gotten together twice and we're going through the software and the different procedures. And
Wonderful.
so hopefully by January I can take over.
Working
That's
out
okay
well.
with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine. So,
Wonderful. Well, I really appreciate the opportunity to have you on board, and particularly Leah helping you out in that, because it's quite difficult, in small towns, to find people to serve.
Yeah.
It certainly is.
Wow, you're doing great. They really do.
thank you for the opportunity. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Appreciate that you're willing and able to do it.
Okay.
Is there a lot of difference in the systems between what Polina does and what Archer does?
It's pretty close. We use G-Works out of Omaha, and it's pretty close. It's just different icons, but it's kind of the same, so. But I'm sure it's gonna take me, it's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve to get it figured out, but,
Yeah.
so. But Maria's been more than helpful and said, if I get stuck, she'll help me, so.
Wonderful.
Good,
Yep.
good.
And we tell the council when the Plena council meets, so there's no conflict. You meet, the Plena council meets what day?
The first and third Mondays of the month, and then you guys meet the
First.
second, so that works out.
Third Mondays.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. So we all know this should work out.
Mhm. back up and approve the purchase of the video camera?
Probably we should do that, yes.
Yep.
Thank
That's
you.
what I think.
While we're on the clerk's staffing number, just finish it.
Yep,
Yep,
we'll
yeah.
do that, we'll back up, but yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Make a motion to approve having Sandy as our city clerk.
I honestly don't know.
What's the question?
Do we need to approve
Hiring
Sandy
her.
coming on
Yeah.
board
Yeah.
as a motion?
Okay. Then I make a motion to accept Sandy
Fritz.
Fritz as our new city clerk, Archer city clerk.
Oh, I'll second it. She gave me the work.
Did you guys want to include pay?
Yeah, you should include
And at the
the
rate
current
of pay,
rate
at the current rate.
that we're paying.
Yep, the rate of paying again.
Bill, you second that?
No,
Richard,
Richard, oh, I'm sorry.
Richard,
Okay.
I think you know.
Okay, Bill,
Yes,
Sarah,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now we'll back up and have a motion to approve the purchase of video equipment to tape the council meetings.
The motion is for a maximum of 250, including that motion can under that.
And who would like to second that motion?
I'll second it. I have a question if you would second it.
Can we discuss that? Absolutely.
So, anyway, I'll get it excused. Hello.
Say we're being busy a minute. Sometime let's, you need to sit down and go over the financial part of it.
Okay.
Because I would like to see, more things broke out, such as, the library broke out, and I think, somebody did, you did, talked about,
Yes. Fire
the fire department, broke out on a separate line, so we keep those funds straight. I think that'd be nice. We can figure out how to do that.
See, like ours are all in general fund, but then they're coded, like with the Iowa chart accounts, so that anything fire is 00150.
Good.
And then that has all
Yeah.
their own separate lines.
And that's on your profit and loss statement.
Okay.
It is coded like that.
Oh, it is, so we're,
Yes.
so, okay.
We
so
tried to
we're
see,
good
come
with
up
that.
with a different report or something to show that.
I mean, it is bucketed. I mean, if you look on your profit and loss statement, you'll see the fire, and then it'll have the expenses, and then up in the revenue under fire, it'll have their money taken in.
They're, okay, in their current balance, right?
As of the, well, I do it, either from the 1st of July till the end of the month that
Yeah.
previously
Okay.
closed, or just that month window. It's all in what you wanna see.
Oh, good, okay.
So this
Great.
report I printed for this meeting is
Yeah.
July 1st to the end of November.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So does that answer what you were asking at the last meeting then? So you know what your account balance and stuff
Well,
is?
partially, I guess.
Oh,
I mean, for this fiscal year, yes, but for the 10 last year, where, did we spend more than we took in? Did we
Right.
spend less than we took in?
yeah.
I guess,
And that's, I mean, and if that's what you wanna know, like, just, I know I provided you with last year and the year before that, and that will give you your revenue and your expenses, and that'll tell you how much you have left. or,
Yeah.
What you didn't spend.
yeah.
But it's all in what you need from me to give to you on that.
Yeah, and basically, I think last month you said you always put it in the general fund, but it was, recorded somewhere, you know, but I don't know where that recording is or, you know, what them numbers are.
Yeah. And what I can try to look into is if you want a running total of how much you, I think what you were asking, and I could be wrong, is how much you've taken in from townships and, you know, how much you would more or less, if you had your own account, have,
Yes.
right?
What the balance would be or what not, yeah. And I'm sure there's years we might have gone over with the townships, you know, what we had coming in. I'm just curious, you know, where we set that, you know, when you're trying to decide what you want to do with the townships without a history of knowing what we take in, it's hard to determine that, you know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if I had a running history, you know, is the city kicking in more than we're taking in, or, you know, I have no clue, you know.
And you'd wanna know that, you know, down the road for equipment replacement too, you know, if you got
Well,
stuff to
yeah.
replace or air packs.
Well,
But you gotta know.
it's just like any household or any business, you like to know
You need to know.
what you're taking in and what you're spending, how do they level off, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, and
okay, good. That was my question.
Okay, Bill, you had a question
No, I
about
was just reading the,
on
yeah.
video equipment?
Oh, that video equipment can be used for library board meetings and too, correct? Just wanted to make sure.
Okay, then there is a motion and a second on the floor to approve up to $250 to spend on video equipment. We do need to take a vote on that if there are no more comments.
Sarah?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Don, do you want to hang in or you want to go next? or-
no, you know, however you wanna do it, no much matter to me.
To me either, so if you want to go ahead.
Oh, we can do it, and if I get bored, I'll leave, yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yes.
You go ahead then.
So I guess, I don't know, I guess you guys had a month to reflect of what we wanna, if we wanna stay status quo or change, or,
What was the feeling at your meeting?
I didn't make it. Wife is gone, yeah, she's gone for 3 days, so
You had to be Mr. Mom, huh?
yes, I did, yeah, that takes more time than you think.
Yeah, it sure
Or
does.
more time than I'm used to, yeah, put it that way, yes, yes, so.
Well, folks, what do you think about?
My question is, I gotta figure out, are all the townships levied at the same percentage? Or are they different?
By us?
Mhm.
Yes.
So
The
they're all
same.
the same? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so they're all the same.
I think we charged, what, $120 per
Mhm.
section?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, just Archer, you're right.
Yeah.
Other taxing bodies are higher.
Are they?
So, yeah, you can tell them that, right?
What's that?
Other taxing bodies or cities are higher than us, correct?
Yes.
So what was the figure that you kind of had in mind, Don? What did you throw out?
This is something I printed off tonight that I got from you. I don't even know when the heck you sent that anymore. But I printed it off and I could hardly read it, so I had to bring my little
Oh
cheater.
yeah, join the crowd.
Sanborn, and I don't know when this was sent. I don't know, did you get this or did
Wendy?
get it?
I'd have to see what you're looking at.
Yeah.
This is what I sent you last year, because this is what I got from other towns. Sanborn last
See,
year,
that's what I was looking.
156.
Okay, let's see.
Grimdar's 281. Polina was 400 per section, and Hartley was 262 to 265 per section. and then.
Yeah, that's real close, yeah,
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 so I
yeah, I think I
don't
don't
know if that, I don't know if that was.
they're pretty close to your numbers, cause Sanborn,
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
149.14.
Amazon.
But they bumped it up 5%.
Yep.
So this might have been, you know, a couple years old.
Then you guys can purchase it off
Yeah,
Amazon.
Wendy might have sent this to me, I can't remember.
Okay.
Oh, here's a date.
That was me then.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's Wendy, yep. That's pretty much, yep.
Okay, and where were they? They're 281.
Yep,
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So you're anywhere from what was Sanborn? They were probably the lowest, 149
Yeah.
to 400 that we know of. Right. So
the difference, wasn't
That's
it?
a lot of difference. Well, maybe it's asking you, what do you feel you need?
and that kind of goes back to if
Yeah.
I had
The
a
question that I
it
just.
really not. Honest God, I
Yeah.
mean, it would really nice to have a get a 10-year run. You know,
Mhm.
go back 10 years and see where we were sitting. You know,
Mhm.
but could you always do more with more money? Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
and you know
Where are we at?
Would it be justified
20?
though? I think that's a big one too.
the increase.
Yeah.
Are any of them? I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, I know. I heard somebody say they were gonna do the max. To,
Oh.
you know, and that was, what was that, 6 something? Would that be the max? Was that?
I think it was 60 cents levied per,
Well, them papers. You got them papers I brought
Yeah.
last month.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So, yeah, so, well, yeah, it depends what township you're in, because each
Well,
township is, valued differently.
we covered a lot less townships.
So, the cheapest one
Still
is Waterman
alive.
on the max,
They
up to
covered about
1313.
60 cents.
Yeah.
They need more equipment to cover too, but we still need good equipment.
Yeah. You know, it's always that equipment replacement, it's just so expensive. And how do you justify it? You know?
And it's like insurance.
Yeah, just like
That's what it
insurance,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 60 cents per thousand for 11 max, but I could be wrong. but I
Yeah,
think
so basically, you look at it, we did max on Baker, which we serve is 675. You go to Carroll, it'd be 720. Dale, we got a chunk in, it'd be 973. Summit, where is that? It'd be the 704, is that right? 704.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Don't quote me on that as a max levy though, but,
what's that?
so don't quote me on that as the max levy. I have to
Yeah,
find that
I'm
out, but
almost positive that's the max levy, yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know,
So, I mean, I know that 75% of this was thrown out without.
What's that?
The last meeting, that it was just kind of like 75%.
oh, 70%, okay,
So, I mean, without your asking for
sure.
vehicles, I have a calculation in here.
Oh.
But that's not.
Bills, 973, is that right? 93, and Summit was 704. And what's the other one, what else? What township on this?
I don't think we went up. What number you were?
Oh.
So
We're probably
I
the
have
last
them
one.
right
Oh.
there. Can you, so like Carol. and then-
Okay, then I just wanna,
So these are what you have from here per section.
Okay.
times how many sections that we have, and that would be the,
Here's what you gave me back in 14, 15.
Yeah.
So,
This
you know, it's
were-
been 5 years, for sure, and it's, we haven't done anything before that.
100%.
You gave that to
So
me.
we're 100% at
You
the
may have it back.
11,167 if we're looking at Carroll.
Mhm.
But if we're doing, I don't
A
know.
percent, yeah,
If it's, you know, then it goes down.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I don't, yeah, so I don't know what you're looking at or been looking at.
Well, I just looked at it, just how I do my stupid math. If you took all the number, or all the townships, 674, 704, or 720 and 704 and 675 plus 973 divided by the 4 townships we do, that's a 768 average. And if you went 50% of that, it'd be 384.
Okay.
You know, I'm just, oh, you know, you get done that right.
Yeah, it's our,
See, that's how, I don't think computer.
I have to do it.
But it's about the same.
So,
Yeah, so, no. So that was 384.
okay.
Just to confirm.
Oops.
You'd like to call Norm Gunderman. Work.
No.
Who would you like?
That happens.
Yeah, especially this new phone, ay.
We needed that done, that was
Yeah.
perfect.
So, yes. So I just, you know, if you want a 50% levy, then you would be 384. So it'd still be an increase, but it's still far from
The max.
the max. You know, that's 50% of the max.
Yeah, I don't think we want to go max there.
I agree.
You know, and I have no idea. I just thought of that
Yep,
2 minutes ago,
Yep.
how I come up with that. I didn't
yep.
do any thinking about this.
So what would happen if we just leave it the same? Would people be happy or unhappy, or you be happy or unhappy?
The problem with leaving it the same, and I don't know exactly how the townships divide this out, but you get a town that's doing $300 to $400,
Yeah,
and so they get that every year. Well, then they come every 3rd, 4th, 5th year, ask for money to truck. Well, they get money for a truck. Well, we come around every 3rd, 4th, 5th year, ask for money for a truck. Just say we get the same amount, but we're getting less every year for the fire protection part of it. You know, so they're getting more pay per year, yet they're getting money for a truck.
yeah, I see.
And we stay down here, we're getting this down here, and we're getting money for a truck. Now, are they getting the same percentage for the truck? I don't know how the
Yeah.
townships are doing it, you know.
I see.
You know, ultimately, yeah. The easiest way to be is if everybody would just agree on doing a certain percentage of
Yes.
max
Yeah.
and don't ask for money for a truck.
Yeah,
You know, that would be the simplest, fairest
Yeah.
way, you know, but
can we do
do we,
that?
what's that?
Can we do that?
Can,
Can we get that done?
Yeah,
I don't think that.
if you and every other city in the county agree upon doing that, it'd be real easy.
yeah.
Because then you just tell your townships this is what we're doing. We're doing
Yeah,
a certain percentage of the max or whatever, you know. But that makes it clean,
yeah, it does.
you know.
Makes it
The
very
problem
simple.
is, if we stay at 120, somebody goes to the max at
Yep,
anywhere from $700 to $1,300, then they could come to Archer City Council and say, well, you cover these sections for us,
yeah,
because it's way cheaper.
way cheaper, yeah, you're right. It is.
And, you know, so that's, you know, you don't want to get in that fight, if,
Right.
you know.
Definitely not.
And, yeah, you know, that's their prerogative, but they gotta think what's best for their people that live in their townships.
Yep.
You know, response time and, you know, so, And I think there's some townships already levying the max already because they have to, for when people want a truck, they gotta have a cushion to be able to give them money for a truck, otherwise they would never have money for a truck. So I dare say most of them are close to probably the max anyway, you know. I mean, I don't know, I mean, they'd almost have to be to have money to give out for when people want a truck. That's my gut feeling. I mean, I don't. You go to them, they never want to tell you any more than they want to. You know, it's kind of a game of poker, you might say. You know, you don't want to show your hand. You know. I mean, the good people. Don't get me wrong. I mean, and they're doing their job. They're trying to keep costs down, and
they're coming from.
Yeah, they're trying to keep costs down. I understand that because I'm paying taxes. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're paying it too.
Yeah. So. And in theory, the city of Archer can't, in my opinion, ask for the townships to pay more percentage-wise and the city not do the same either.
Oh, I agree.
Because, I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know?
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, you guys, I mean, I don't need to know about this till the first or second week in January.
It'll be January 8th, I
8th,
believe.
okay, yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys can mull over it and
You don't have a meeting before then, no, no, so we gotta decide.
Yeah, that or having another meeting for it, yes.
Well, we can, whatever we can do, we can do what we think is reasonable, say we set it at 50%, okay? Increase, maybe up to 50%, okay?
a 50% increase.
Yeah. So then, but that could be only for a year, see what the other towns.
Oh, yes.
What the other people would.
Yeah. So 50, on 120, you're talking $60 increase then.
How does that suit a farmer? How do you feel as a farmer when you gotta pay more like that?
Where I'm living, I'm at the max already, don't even
Oh,
know.
are you?
And a couple people I talked on, township trustees, they're on the max, people don't even realize it. They raised it and nobody even
Really?
noticed. And quite honestly, there's some things in life people don't care spending money on, and fires is one of them. I mean, it seems silly, but back in the day, we'd have our fundraiser.
Yeah.
We get tons of people there. The ambulance would turn around and have a fundraiser. Darn near crickets. It just seemed odd that, fire people like to go to the fire thing,
Yeah.
Maybe it was the food, the time of year, I don't know what it was, but,
Yeah.
it was different. Yeah, the food, yeah, I mean, but,
Great.
But you're absolutely right, I remember that too.
And right or wrong, I mean, we'll give them great
Right or wrong, that's the way it was.
services, but
Yeah.
it just seemed like people will pay for that. And maybe because ambulance, you get charged fees with it, I don't know what it was, I really don't, but.
I think, what we should do is for a year, look at it a year later, see where we're at. Raise it somewhat this time and see where everybody else, and then we have a good feeling where everybody, other
That's true.
cities are, right? Maybe good. Then we get a track record of where our expenses are again.
Yeah.
So you wanna go 50% increase?
I think, just for 1 year, see where we're
Like
at.
for 1 year?
Yeah, I mean, that's, we can look at it again. That way, I really think we need some increase.
Probably, because it's been a long, long time.
what I got, I'm looking at it. This stuff here.
I don't mean to interrupt, but with your contracts that you have with your townships, like the ones in Polina, we're only allowed to do a 20% increase.
Oh, really?
And that's, so I don't know if
Well,
those
thank
in your contracts or not.
Please speak up whenever you have information, we wanna know that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that contract in a while.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Aren't we limited to a percentage of increase too? I think we are.
Well, ours are, in our contract, it reads that you can only increase it by 20% per year.
Yeah.
And then it's gotta go for a year, and then if either party decides to terminate that and redo it, then you can go
Yeah.
another 20%.
Yeah.
Well, that
So,
sounds fair to all.
so I don't know what your contracts read, but that might be something you need to look at.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think I read them once, I don't know if we have any verbiage like that in ours, but,
I don't think we do.
see, I know the townships can only go
Right.
A
certain,
percent.
you know,
Yep.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we don't.
Yeah, you may not, I don't know.
Well, we go 50% depending on checking the contract.
Well, even at 50% increase, we're still low man on the pole,
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
pole by
I'm sure that's
Yeah.
true.
quite a ways,
Yeah.
you know.
It says, for an increase in excess of 5%, the trustees of township shall have the right to examine all the books of the city's fire department and fire protection.
So there's no limit.
It doesn't have a limit, but they can ask to review financials.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'll look at the signed ones and make sure they're not any different than this, but I'm fairly certain,
Okay.
I read them last year and I didn't see anything. I'll look again, just to be certain.
So do you wanna make a motion on that then? You wanna go ahead with that, or?
So, it's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 5.
And I don't think we did anything then.
I don't think we did either.
Yeah. I think we should. I think I'll just make a motion to raise the township fire protection rate, from where it was, to increase of 50% of the payment.
120.
Yeah,
120. Do you want that to be pending?
yeah, pending further investigation of the limits of the contract by the states.
With 1 year reviews.
Yeah,
Yeah. Review it annually. Yeah.
and like,
Because that would be the fairest thing to do, wouldn't it? To
Well, we
review it
review it every
annually.
year, I mean, we
like
gotta,
Don said, that's $60 really.
you know, we meet with them every year, so
Oh,
I would do it
yeah.
annually.
I would do it annually. That'd make the most sense. Yeah.
So everybody understands it's $60 per section.
100 would be total.
Right.
Okay, I second it.
Sarah? Yes. Richard?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Alrighty. Here's your answer for now.
Alrighty.
That's good news.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Anything else that we need to hear from the fire department? While we have you here? How'd your fundraiser go?
Good, it is all right in average, I mean,
Good.
You had a big
7,000
crowd.
range. What's that?
You had a big crowd.
Yeah, it was kinda strung out because of the weather, you know, so which worked good,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and stuff, so.
I didn't know many taverns, but they were really good.
Yeah, very good.
We call them taverns here, but I don't know what anybody else calls
They're
them.
very good.
Okay, well, very good, thank you, Don.
Alrighty.
Okay, and then we'll hop back up to the, I guess we're basically into the report section. We're gonna talk about the abatement properties. Any updates on that?
Nope, I think that, I see he's got a load of tin. I don't know a better word for tin, but tin. I suppose they call it steel now. But tin over there, I don't know what
He's
doing.
gonna,
Put tin on the sides or something?
no, in the ceiling. So I
Oh,
think
the ceiling,
we're- I
oh
think
yeah,
we're
those
all done
ceilings
with
are
him.
really bad, so,
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think we're all
Yeah.
done with him.
yeah, that's good. And, these over here,
Bannon Hall?
yeah, Bannon Hall, that's coming down.
Yeah.
He started,
Yeah, which is good, and they got everything out of the house, that'd be good. And that's gonna be, what I understand right now is the parking lot for the church
Yep.
when they're done.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that'd be nice, that'd be good, so you need extra parking anyway.
Did you get a chance to talk to the neighbors over there on that property that we own now?
Yeah, the two people still want to buy it, we actually have a third person that wants to buy it, but they want both the lots, because they're only 25 feet wide and they're narrow. So we're back to that Blondie's house, you know, of what we're gonna do with it, because of those asbestos shingles on there. Yeah, there's the problem. And I know Sam was saying that they have, you know, that issue in Sheldon
Well-
too, to sell it for cleaning it off, and they really didn't get any viable bids, because that's expensive to do, you know, and I just have a hard time seeing us spend city money to deal with that property.
Well, getting back to the two lots, Prescott is probably gonna keep that lot.
Oh, is he?
Well, he wants that garage for storage, but I probably doesn't want all of the lot. He can probably sell the front half. I don't know what the party wants to do, but you're talking to, they're trying to put a garage up there, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, let's put a garage up there.
Should I call Prescott, see if he wants to,
What he wants to do.
okay,
'Cause he changes his mind a lot,
yeah, I'll call Dan.
you know,
He's been cooperative.
yeah.
Yeah, he sure has.
I'll see what he wants to do.
Because what was our bid to get rid of that house and garage? Wasn't it like $5,000 or something?
Yeah, plus landfill costs. So, anyway, I'll get a hold of Danny and see what he's thinking.
Okay, that'd be good, yeah. And then, let's see, Maynard, he's done a good job cleaning that up, it looks good, you know. And then, I saw Joanne the other night at a Christmas party.
You didn't bring it up, did you?
No, because she gave me a hug and went like this. I thought, Joanne, I love you too, but she's so funny. Oh yeah, I don't know, but really seriously, we need to, in the spring, look at that, to get cleaned up a little bit there, you know. And then, they moved, Mueller's moved their trailer over
Yes,
to Roars
yes, they did.
property, so that's done, and he's gonna keep trimming trees and throw in there and burn it and then level it. And he said his plan is to put a slab, a cement slab, and then put a shop there, shop and storage over there, so that'd be good.
Really, everything's coming along good
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
positive, and that's nice.
yeah.
All right, then let's move on to the financials. Any comments or questions on any of that for Rhea?
See you later.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Don.
You bet.
Thanks, David.
What is a chub?
That
Besides
is the
the
word-
fishing thing.
It's the workers' compensation, yeah, that's our person to pay for workers' comp insurance.
Oh, that's what that is, okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. No, looks good to me.
Looks like we aren't broke yet.
I like it. I like it. Thank you for doing a really good job.
All right, community
Oh,
center.
just a second.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a slow reader.
Sorry.
I just want to make sure.
I'll forgive you.
July through November, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm good. Good reports.
Yeah,
No,
Lots of good
I
information.
do have a, on the claims, if you guys did get that snow fence up and they didn't turn in their hours, so we gotta remember that if they can turn in their hours next
For next time.
month or next year's, right? So, that sure as heck held back a lot of snow again.
Yeah.
They just made it in time.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, just in time.
Squeak that out.
Yeah. Now imagine it was cold out there for it.
Oh, yeah. But that's it for the snow this year.
Oh, good, I'm glad to hear that.
You wanna sign on that?
We might need an ordinance for that.
Yeah.
All right, then let's move on to the community center. Any updates or comments there?
Not really.
I have a question. If we eliminate these dumpsters, what are we gonna do with them?
They're the cities, and I talked to one person, a company that may wanna purchase them.
Good.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And the south one, the floor is all.
Oh, is it all routed out? It wasn't real good several years ago when
It's not.
Dad and I were working out there. And
Always gotta pull it, drains the water, that's about it. It always, I mean, it's really bad. But that's the first one,
yeah, that's getting to be old.
that was really good.
Any-
So I'll see what he's putting to offer, I mean,
Yeah,
this one.
good. I mean, it was just a question. I mean, I just was curious. And anything on the veterans?
Let's see, we
Richard?
still have, Bonnie gave me the slip, $2,861.28 in the account. So we're good. And then, we got a letter from Colonel, also, I want to say Blue.
That's right.
Blue, yeah. He knew of, I think, 3 people that might go on. So I sang the slips, weeks ago. So that's good. So we'll have more to put on this spring again, which is really nice.
We could go for about, what, 8 or 9
Yeah, I think about 9 left.
short names?
Yeah, short names,
Yeah.
yeah. No long names
That's
there.
fantastic.
Yeah.
What a
We could
great-
put a hyphen in there.
Yeah. That's a highlight of the year when we had that.
That was so
Yeah.
great.
Admiration and
Yeah.
admiration of people working together and really, really good.
And still, we still get
Still very
lots
good.
of positive
Yeah.
with that. Anything from the library, Sarah?
Yes, we just had our library board meeting this past Thursday. We're going to start a craft club, basically, February. Starting February, the first one will be February 21st at 6 p.m. It'll so far be only once a month, test it out. And it is going to be led by Nadine Meyer and Bridget Roth. They're going, nope, Bridget Tribe. They are going to do crocheting. Crochet. Crochet or knitting, but we're not gonna limit it to that. If anyone wants to come and like work on a current project they have of some sort, if they wanna do like, if they do needlepoint, whatever they want to do. And it can be any crafting level. If you wanna learn how to knit or crochet, or if you're an expert, whatever.
Everybody's welcome.
Everyone's welcome. It'll be for about 2 hours since they're doing a project. So that way the first hour they can teach, and then the second hour they want to work on it. And we'll have drinks and treats. So we haven't quite come up with a name yet, since we're not going to be just like a crocheting one. They haven't quite come up with a name. We had our library board made a motion to open a CD with some of our money. Katie and Angela, especially Katie, thought that would be a nice idea to open a CD per year. She is working on which bank, because she's going to go, she already went around once and got some quotes. I want to say we're going to do that $5,000 that we did as a savings account. We're going to do a CD instead of a savings account. Iowa State Library is going to do, it's called Iowa Shares, and we have our bags over there. It's where we can request, and other libraries can request books from each other. It's going to be a courier service. Instead of doing it through the mail, it's a courier service. So you can request books from anywhere, or people can here. And our pickup time is every Friday at like 10:30. When it's going to open, the courier service has a key to the library to pick up whatever we have. So we have blue bags over there, that's what they're for. We decided to do a Santa Day this year, so it'll be December 21st. It's a Saturday. So basically, all day again, have Santa and treats and a craft, fun activities like that. 21st. Yes.
Good, I'm glad you're doing that. I think that's a good deal for this little town.
Yes, so we'll have that. And then Nadine is talking to Pastor Matt about becoming our last member for the library board. And I wrote a note to Travis.
Yep.
What's his last name?
Over here.
The one that bought Herbie's house.
Yep.
Because he had mentioned he thought, he had joked that he thought of putting himself on the ballot to be on city council. And I was thinking, oh, he could take baby steps and be on library board.
Absolutely. That's a
goes
good way to
with
get him, well,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good way to
cute.
get
Yeah,
him, get
Yes.
him involved in town.
Yep, so
Yeah.
I wrote him a note, and so we'll see what
That's
he
so
says. Cause, yes, so, but we do have we now have up to 4 members, so that is amazing, cause we have Katie, Angela, Nadine, and Bridget now. So we need a 5th.
Yeah. It's nice to have an attorney on the library board.
It is.
Yeah.
Katie is very efficient and
Knows the rules and
knows the rules.
regulations.
Yes.
We like having her. And I think that's about all we discussed. But I can remember off the top of my head.
That's
Yep,
great,
so-
you've got lots of good things going on.
Yes, we do. So we're excited to start the craft one. It's been talked about many times before, but decided to take the leap. And so we'll test it out if we want to do like in March, do a different sort of one, like maybe do, if anyone wants to do painting or just have a variety, or just a simple gathering of people working on their own projects.
They have a group.
Yes.
in Fieldcrest, I don't think it's just the people of Fieldcrest, anybody can come, but they call it knit and chat.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's gonna be
that's-
kinda like that,
Yeah.
and, oh, and for at least February's, knitting, crocheting, whichever one we're doing, the library is going to provide one skein,
Skiing.
how to say that?
Skein of yarn.
Skein of yarn and, the needles. Like the knitting or crochet needles, cause we thought that way if it's someone who's a beginner and doesn't have the supplies, then,
You do know there's a lot of different sizes of all that stuff,
yes,
don't you?
yes,
Mhm.
Nadine and Bridget and even Candace or Lou do that sort of thing, so they know. They're going to make, a heart-shaped, it's either a pot holder or a dish rag. I wanna say dish rag. So we have a specific
Good.
thing and it takes less than the skein.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yep, so that's what it's going to be. That, take it down, Heinz, they need
Yeah.
to know that.
And keep it simple at first.
Yep, simple, that's why
Yep.
they had the
What-
project in mind.
What about us guys? You wanna make fishing nets or something like
I mean,
Out
we'll
of
have those-
yarn?
There's a
that?
lot,
String?
No, I'm saying later.
there's a lot of
I
guys
have-
do that
Maybe.
kind of
I have
stuff.
my great-grandfather's fishing net needles from Holland.
Oh,
do you
They're
really?
Really?
curved like a spoon, you know, and the other one's straight. They're pretty, they're pretty strong. They're
I'll bet they
about
are.
the size of this.
no, we
So,
will
you
not
kinda
be
branched out, will
biased.
Yeah,
If we know someone who actually knows how to do it, why not?
no,
Learn something new.
Great.
a lot of guys
yeah.
that do handiwork.
I can't get hold of great-grandfather.
No, imagine not. Yes, that is what's currently going
Oh,
on.
that's great. I like all your projects that are coming.
Yes, we're excited.
Two more things I can add to the library
Okay.
is, talk super high tech again, and they came last week and put a security cam in, so that's
Oh,
kinda
good.
nice,
Yep.
so that's
Oh,
done.
yes.
Good.
And so that'll be good for security for the library, and if anybody breaks in or any
Yep.
further altercations, it'll be recorded,
Yeah,
which is great.
I forgot about that, yes. I
Yeah.
came while they installed it. It hooks right into our modem and it runs on an SD card and the memory should last us 4 months.
Mhm.
Good.
And then,
Yep.
once it runs out of memory, then it deletes, like copies over the oldest
Starts
thing.
over.
It starts
Yep.
over, but yes. So, yes, and, yeah, so they came and installed it.
Good.
And what's really nice, a good security feature
You can get
is,
it on your phones.
yes, we have it on
So
our
I
cell
installed
phones.
it on mine. Lou hasn't, or it hasn't yet, because I forgot the information at home when we had our meeting Thursday. But I have it for Lou also.
Should be getting
Yep,
Yep.
she'll be getting it.
Yes, so it's kinda nice, so then we can see what's going on and then tape it on our phones or
Yes.
whatever device we have.
Oh, yeah, so,
And then, if there's an issue here or anything, we can instantly call the sheriff and have it recorded.
Good.
So that'll work out great.
It will.
Oh, and then, let's see, I got several emails from the state law library and then state library attorney, which was really interesting.
Good.
And so we're working on clarifying some, where we stand as a smaller library, what different rules that we come under. Instead of a very large library, area coverage, so that's really good.
It
And,
certainly is.
yeah, and it's
Needs to be
really
done.
interesting to find out how many small libraries like us are in the state.
Oh, I believe
Yeah,
that.
which is really interesting. And so that's been a really good discussion. And
Really good information coming out.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and when we first started this too, is that a person that I talked to there, I had to have them call me back because I'm the real Richard from Archer. Yes.
Yes, good.
And so that was really a good discussion there, so we're moving along. That's really interesting.
I'm sure we had the email, but our laptop was at Super High Tech for 2 weeks getting fixed.
Oh, no,
So-
really?
I just got it back on Friday and I haven't checked on it since it wasn't my Saturday to work. But I will see. We probably got sent the same stuff. And we had our own, oh, that's right, we did. I'm sure we did, because Lou said she talked to the lady from the state
Good,
library.
well, good, you
while she
need
was
to have
here,
that
so-
information as well,
Yep,
so,
so I'm sure we did, because Lou had talked to her.
good.
And Katie, I forgot, and Katie.
Oh, good,
Yes.
that's really good.
Yep.
Okay, then I think we kind of hit on sanitation
Yep.
already. I think we kind of
Yeah,
got that
great.
taken care of in a very positive way. I think that's great, wow. Anything on streets and alleys?
Well, you have a snowplow situation there, and I'll report on that, see if I can find the email here.
Yeah.
We had a real good opportunity to purchase a snowplow. And anyway,
It fell through too?
yeah, and we had a lot of people, still have a lot of people helping us try to find a snowplow.
Sure.
And Dennis Vandenhall, he stopped in, I think it was Monday or Saturday, should have wrote that down on the back. Gave me this from Craig's eBay. And we were real close to getting this 2000 International snowplow truck, dump truck with a spreader and with a right wing and with a two-way plow on it. And the price was unreal, $13,990. So I called the guy right away, and he's about 60 miles on this side of Chicago, which is not that far away. Anyway, and what it would cost, I checked with a few people, approximately $800 to $1,000 to truck it down by flatbed semi. And anyway, and I talked to the gentleman, the salesperson or owner, I'm not sure which either one, but I just had one question, and it's Tuesday. I wanted to make sure that the engine was, the motor was a 466 International. That's a iron horse, you might say. And I talked to Dennis and the Vanderbilt boys, you can't go wrong. I talked to County boys, perfect engine. The truck will probably rust out the box before the motor needs an overhaul. But that's because we don't use it much. And only, again, let's see, 50, I got the miles right here, 54,000 I think. So I talked to him first, and then the next day I left a message, I talked to Richard, Jeremy isn't here, and I said, listen, I gave him the sheets. I said, I really want to talk to you, tell these people, you know, this is once in a lifetime. So I called him back, and he wasn't in. He never called me back on the engine. I said, more than likely, I'll put it this way, we will buy that truck. I just need a council approval, which is this coming Monday, whichever the date is now. And anyway, I said, just hold that truck and we'll get back to you as soon as I can. You know, and so he sends me Friday, he finally leaves me a message. I just had it here, sorry. And no, Thursday, because I called him Wednesday. Anyway, I am sorry, but we have sold that plow truck, thank you. After I told him. Because we can take that side plow out if it doesn't fit in the car. That's fine.
I'm not sure I
So-
understand.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Sorry. Anyway, we're still looking. In the meantime, with the counties going through town making a one track, and then we have other people cleaning out the sides of the roads. And we really got caught up, like everybody else, with this
Oh,
ice snowstorm, the first one, you know, and
That's
that's
for
really
sure.
made it bad. But we got very fortunate. The elevator, the co-op drain, they did it Thursday, I'm thinking Thursday afternoon, and then it got colder and heck, and we had to get all that slush off and everything else. And but they did it.
they did.
Also this.
Yeah, it really was nice right before
Yeah.
this last
Yep.
go-around.
Then I went with
Yeah.
a snow shovel and did the 3 blocks up and down, cleaned it all off, and I did the driveway up here shoveling it because they missed some stuff. But we were fortunate to get it cleaned off the way we did, except
Yeah.
Richard's back road is a mess.
Yeah, it is.
And, but that, and again, it's unfortunate those evergreens don't let it
Oh, yeah, you'll
melt.
never get it thawed out. It's
Mhm.
wrong side.
And in all fairness to the county, that's the first time they did this. And,
It was a learning experience for them as
Yeah.
well.
but somebody, and you're suffering, I know, you and Esther in the back alley there.
Yeah, and we gotta get Esther out 3 days a week
Yeah,
for dialysis. That's the big one.
yes, I see.
Yeah, so a couple of people have been taking her over to dialysis,
Good.
which is good, because she shouldn't be driving anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, that's where we're at, and we continue to look for one, and we have, again, a number of people looking, and Richard is too.
Yeah, we are looking.
My
That's
gosh, we're
fun.
so close.
Yeah. Sure.
3 times now.
I was gonna say,
Three
sure
times,
strange
yeah.
how it
We
gets
haven't
that close and
spoken
then they
for it.
can't
And they,
wait 1 minute.
Yeah.
You know, if you get something like that next time, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn,
Yeah.
but maybe you just gotta go with it and forget
Well,
the
yeah, I
council
wanted to,
approval.
well, I did have, but I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
the money was there.
Yeah,
put
I
it this way,
understand, but
Yep.
I think you,
What a deal. What a deal.
too bad.
Tires, great tires.
Yeah.
But enough said, that's the district.
Yep.
right?
Yeah, water under the
Maybe we
bridge,
get
as
a-
they say.
Mhm.
Maybe our clerk would come down Monday early with the snowplow truck.
There we go.
Before the meeting every Monday.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that.
Well,
Anyway,
as long as, you know, if there's options out there, that's about all you can do.
third one.
Yeah, that should have been the charm, shouldn't it? Third time's the charm.
Yep.
Anyway, that's what it is.
Okay, yep. Any updates for public safety? We talked about the library and the camera.
Yeah, library and camera updates. We had a couple issues arise over the harassment, and we talked to our attorney about it, and he sent me some information. I have retained an attorney, and we are looking at charges personally, which is a very good thing. And I was sent a couple things. And number 1, Article 7 says harassment of public officers and employees. Any person who willfully prevents or attempts any public officer or employees from performing their duty is guilty of harassment of public officers and employees. And then I did talk to the county attorney about it, and she gave me advice of what to do and how to do it. And then my attorney sent me the Iowa codes for assault, and harassment is committed with the intent to intimidate, annoy, alarm another person, and then it lists of what it is. And I was surprised because it does not require physical touching. You know, we're used to that. And then it goes on with the code. And then a state attorney that I talked to sent me this, which I thought was very interesting, Iowa Code 21.7. It says, let's see, for making enforcement for rules, and I gotta read upside down. Okay, so it is right here. It says, any person during the conduct of a city council meeting or other meetings, these meetings are sure to be orderly and free from any interference or interruption by persons or spectators. If not, that's also deemed harassment. So we will, according to our attorney, city attorney, and the county attorney, that these will be reported immediately, and we do have the code to cover it, and that person or persons will be charged with harassment, and that's just the way it's going to be, because we're that's public safety, and any further charges that can be filed will be filed. And let's see, and then I put here for the notes that the rules of conduct of meeting and on and on, so that's what that's all about. I don't think we need a motion because we already have an ordinance.
It's exactly
And
right.
there is an Iowa state code. And also there was an interesting one where with this real Richard from Archer impersonating someone is also a felony.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I thought, that's good. I really like that. So, yeah, so I assured them I am the real Richard from Archer. And if we can find out who the other person is, posed as Richard from Archer, that will happen also. So, we will put teeth in our ordinance
You
and we will go
absolutely
by
have
it.
done your homework.
Yes, we have. Yes.
Okay. Ordinances.
No, just have,
That was from, yep, that's for next.
I think that was, if there's any we wanted to review, I think we had,
Oh,
wanted to have
okay.
that on there, but.
Yes, review ordinance. I talked to our attorney about that, and let me see where his notes are here. His notes, page of notes. And I can't say too much because, yeah, here's his page of notes. Because we don't want to violate attorney-client privilege, which is good. But our ordinance allows for Archer that when somebody requests records over here in 3 something,
Oh, yeah, it does.
yes, that we can either go by the state recommendation or we can go by a council recommendation of charging per page for requests, and that does have to be paid prior to any records released, which I thought was really interesting. I did not know all that. So, but we do now. And
We
that's
do now.
why we hire attorneys. Yes, and so I think that we should, since we have the levity to do that, I think we should set that amount.
Was there an amount set in the code book of Archer?
No, not that
think
we
so.
could find, and then Micah did look a few things up for that, which was really interesting, and that was, yeah, that's really good. So, we need to set an amount, and we have the liberty to figure out where we want to set it at, and that'll stop people from just frivolously wanting records and creating problems, but they still have access to records, but they'll have to pay for it.
Okay.
So,
And what is your suggestion for, you're going per page, I think is what you're...
yes, per page. We did look up some cities, big cities, little cities, on, and the cost is all over the board.
I'm sure.
I was a little floored by that. So I would recommend that any and all requests for documents, city documents, past minutes, meetings, ordinances, on, be charged at $100 a page, plus clerk costs, plus mailing costs.
You want to make it worth your while, don't you, Richard?
You bet, absolutely. Yeah.
Is that, did you find that's cost across the page, across the gamut?
Oh, it was all over the board. There's some places that's $25 a page, then they charge for certified mailing.
Oh, sure.
which is correct, and
Do
then,
you have any idea what they do in the courthouse?
I do not.
and somewhere over $100 a page, which is flooring to me. But I understand that because one of the regulations for the state was records 5 years and older can be destroyed, which I did not realize that. I thought it would be 7 years. But 5 years seemed to be a max number sitting out there. So I can understand somebody having to go back and look up something from years ago and try and find
Oh,
it.
yeah, that,
You know,
they
that's
should have to pay
expensive.
for that.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, that's kind of, that would be my recommendation, so.
Well, we never had it. Because I was sat here for how many years, never had
Yeah.
a whole lot of requests.
No, we certainly haven't.
I don't know why we should do. But transparent enough, I would think.
Yeah, see, custody of
They
records.
certainly can have anything they want.
Yeah, 10.5 that says destroy old records, destroy all vouchers and minor records over 5 years, except those as specified by retention of law, Iowa code. This is not our code, this is Iowa code, 372.133 and 5. Furnished copies, furnished upon request to any municipal officer a copy of any record, paper, or public document under the clerk's control when necessary to the discharge of the officer's duty. The clerk shall also furnish a copy to any citizen when requested upon payment of the allowable charge set by law or council. That's what it says. So, there really was not a specific guideline as allowable set by law, and that's probably why they put it per council.
I bet that's right.
That's probably why they did that. So, according to those standards and the attorney, then we should set a charge per copy. And we need to include clerk costs and mailing costs because they technically should be mailed certified. Otherwise, that person can say, I never got
I
it.
never got it, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So, we're not saying they can't have
Oh,
at
that's
all,
right.
we're not saying that at all.
just
We are
discussed it.
saying they need to pay for it.
Mhm. Well, what do you think, $100 per page, folks?
Is this something we need to have, to set a hearing for, so we can update our code to have this in there?
I think so, yes.
All right, just making sure that I understand.
Yep, you are. Any discussion on?
Well, I was thinking, is there any court case where they would see what you have?
No. I mean, we pay $50. You just, the big cases that are sitting out there are people just being frivolous about it, running the city.
Yeah.
You know,
right,
and
oh,
making
I-
frivolous
oh,
demands and on and on and on, just to, as a point of harassment. And there was a case that did qualify as that, there was a, in fact, I believe it was in Minnesota, that a person was doing that just purely as a point of harassment, and they were charged with harassment. Yeah.
I mean, if there were already ones charging more than 100, I could see that 100 is pretty reasonable, especially since it's for makes up for the clerk's time and it's not like, you know, they have a clean job.
Oh, absolutely.
Personally, Richard, without all this legal mumbo jumbo in the way, personally, I think that 100 is way too much. I think 50 is much more reasonable of a price. And plus clerk time, you know,
Plus,
and
yes.
certified mailing, you gotta have that in there. I think that's important.
Well, adding copier maintenance,
Oh,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
expensive.
that is a high bill,
Mhm.
so, okay. Set it at 50 then?
Yeah, so I'll make a motion that, according to, Title I Municipal Code 10.05, number three, that we will set a charge by council of $50 a page for any and all record requests, and plus clerk, time and certified fees.
I'm sorry, so should we not be setting a hearing to specify this before making a motion to do that? Because you're kind of, maybe I'm understanding you correctly.
You have to make a motion to amend the ordinance, is what you're saying.
Yes, yes, and not,
Mhm.
so we have to set a hearing
But
date and time.
making a motion to amend the ordinance to that, I
To
think,
that,
is what he's
mhm.
getting at.
Yeah.
But you still have to, yeah, you have to have the public hearing, you're exactly right.
So, wouldn't we wanna make a motion to set the public hearing before getting,
Well, we want to be specific about it too, because this ordinance allows us to be specific.
okay.
So what we're doing is we're setting the allowable charge. That's what we're doing.
To amend
Yeah,
the.
right, but, yeah, you're both, I think, kind of right. I mean, we have to have a public hearing to amend the ordinance, but
Yep.
he's specifying how he wants the ordinance amended, so that we can put that in the public hearing, so that
shouldn't
people.
it all be one, right?
Yes, I
Mhm.
think you
Yeah.
are exactly right on
Right.
that,
Yep.
and I think that's kind of what he's
Okay.
trying to get at, so
Okay,
Yep.
we'll let you word that so that it is all proper.
Makes sense.
okay,
So you want to make that motion for the following meeting, I think is
Yes.
what probably Rita's kind of trying to get at here.
right,
Yep.
yes.
So where is it in your code book? I mean, like under what section, so I have some idea.
10.05, number 3.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Our next meeting is June 3rd.
Calendar for
Oh,
the
I
new
do.
year yet.
I can tell you. January is 13th.
Okay, so you want to have, on January 13th, you want to amend the ordinance, records request 10.05, more or less,
Mhm.
to $50
Yep, per page.
per page, plus clerk costs.
Plus clerk costs and certified mailing fees.
What time do we want this hearing? We have another hearing that's
Yeah,
gonna be.
you'll have to have both of them.
7:10?
I think the other
Yep.
one's at 7.
Is it 10, 7:15? I'll try to do it at 7:10, so it's 7:15.
Any other ordinances that you want looked at this time, or there may be more later on down the road?
One other one that we discussed was recouping legal fees.
Sorry, I forgot to have a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, you're right.
My fault.
Nope.
Richard made the motion.
Mhm.
I need a second for the public hearing.
All right, I'll second it.
Thank you, Rita, sorry about that.
That's good.
Caught me writing stuff down.
Sarah?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Bill?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Richard.
And ordinance, another one is we had discussed recouping legal fees. Up here for.
Oh, that's right, we sure did.
Yeah. Let me find this here. Let's see how we worded it. There are too many papers here. Oh, yes. For recouping legal fees for
Abatement properties.
well, actually two things, abatement properties and then attorney fees for frivolous requests that the city would deem frivolous request that we need to get the attorney involved in. So maybe that needs to be split,
Yeah, I think you probably should.
probably, yeah.
Because your abatement properties are gonna be in a different area.
Part in there, yeah. Yeah. Because I really think we should work on getting reimbursement for those attorney fees for that and stuff.
Would be nice.
Having better city that might have that.
Yeah, I talked to two different city council people from two different cities and they have that in ordinance. So I'll get copies of
Yeah,
those
that's good.
and a good thing to bring back and see how they do that. Yeah, and that would be really good.
Do they have that? Any other, maybe I call it any other item? Action. Legal fees. That's what you know at this time.
No,
I have to research it.
not that I can really see. Yeah.
I'll let you bring back that information to upcoming meetings.
Yeah, we have an attorney that's researching
Good.
now,
Good.
and we will move forward to recoup all those fees. If it takes a lawsuit, go to court, we'll do it. And that's why we get them. And that's all I have for ordinances. So that may be an ordinance that we'll need to put in at some point.
Yes, I'm sure it will, if and when you get to that point, it will have to be
Yes.
an update. Yeah, we don't have anything on recouping
No.
for abatements, do we?
No.
So that will have to be new ordinances.
No.
Okay,
And you know, thinking about it though, just thinking out loud, I don't, once we enact that, I don't think we can go back. We can't go back to recoup all fees
no, I'm sure you can.
from those abatement properties. I'm sure we can.
I'm sure you can.
We'll have to go
You're gonna
forward
yeah,
from there.
it's starting
Yeah.
from scratch.
Yes, that'd be an ordinance we're gonna need to look at and see.
Do we have any more information on the annexation?
I stopped at the auditor's office just for some information. At this time, we're still working with preliminaries. Mike said there's no hurry to get back to it.
I would like to talk to Mike and have you and me maybe
Yeah.
next month go to their board meeting, the elevator board meeting. That'd be a good thing to do. So we're all on the same page and everybody can hear it all at once.
All at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that sounds good. Did we figure out what we have to do with FEMA?
Yeah.
No, that's what I thought. We're gonna
Oh, that
just
was
cross that one
easy.
right off. And we have no public here, so we're gonna skip that one and, thank you, Rita, for all your hard
Yeah.
work. Your financial wizardry was very, very much appreciated.
And you too for being mayor for so long. You're doing such a great job.
There is just a couple of things with that job that I will be glad to continue with the flower beds if you so want.
Thank you. Yes.
But I am going to retire from scooping snow uptown. I always did the town property sidewalk uptown. And I don't know if you're gonna wanna hire Larry Harden.
Yeah.
And I did it together
Yeah.
almost every time, so if,
Yeah.
you might be able to hire him, and he's got a snow blower,
Yeah.
so. But, I am hanging up my shovel.
And you
Good
should.
idea.
I did it long before I was mayor. When my mother was on the council, I always did it.
Really?
So
Wow.
that she could say, well, I cleaned the sidewalk, so. I've done it for many, many years, but I'm giving it up.
We'll give you
But
a golden
Other-
shovel.
otherwise, I thank you all for being so
Yep.
great to work with, and I can't say as I'm gonna really miss it, but, but
Well,
thank you all. Is there anything else? If not, I think we need a motion to adjourn. No, okay, just when I'm hanging up my shovel. I didn't get anything in the mail this month, so I have absolutely nothing to report.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, do we have to have a motion to approve all the reports, or did we do that along the lines? I think we have to have a motion to approve the reports before we can adjourn.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve all the reports.
Who's gonna second?
No, I will second. I don't know where I was for a minute there.
Bill,
yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
This is
And then I need a motion to adjourn.
so we'll
I
beat
second.
you to it.
Gee, I couldn't get my hand up.
Sarah,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Bill.
Yep.
Should I leave this with one of you fellas?
Yeah, we'll give it to one of the new people.
Okay, because I am,
And Sandy, will you have it?
do you?
Yeah, I would take one.
Unlock the
Yeah.
Well, there should be one here in the library someplace, but you may certainly have that.
I haven't received any statements from them.
have,
Have you been ordering?
two.
Tristan's?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, and I.
It should be
mine
unlocked.
wasn't
Did you
updated,
try
so I'm
using
trying
it
to
and
make
did it-
We
copies
did,
for mine.
Mine
I
has
tried
all the
ordering-
updates in the front, in the pocket. I don't have it
Oh, up here.
exactly,
Probably
yes,
been a
but
good
those are all
month
the
or
new.
two. But I tried ordering
Okay, all right.
and it
Yeah.
wouldn't accept it.
So the
Is it something
schedule
about
work for you
payment?
then, right, Sandy?
I'll go on and look because we should be
Works
paid
just
in
fine.
full and I'll
Okay.
reach out to someone.
Of course, you
Okay.
might be changing
I
that.
can't remember the exact
Yeah.
message, but
Yeah,
like,
well.
it was something about
You
like
may not.
not
Yeah.
able to process the payment
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
whatever.
I
So I
totally
thought
get it, but I'm just
either
throwing
they
it
like
out
put us
for.
on hold until we paid that thing or not.
They
but-
did, but we paid it.
We did pretty good.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, but I haven't seen any
When they
statements
pull
from them
insurance,
again. I was
they-
actually
Meetings
just thinking about
adjourned,
the
you
other
guys wanna
day.
take your
No,
phones
see,
and
I
everything?
haven't.
Or making it, or
Received-
whatever that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't
it's
tried
called.
anything bad
Yeah.
either. I didn't think about that till you just said that. We
Yeah,
haven't- But we haven't tried to order.
Gonna
We've
be
just,
home.
we have like just gone locally and
Good, 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 good.
I know there was a couple things we wanted to order.
Yes, and you got a couple things here.
I'm gonna miss you, but not the
Fair enough. I'm sure you'll see me. I'm sure I'll be.
I hope so. I hope you bring that little girl once in a while.
Yeah.
I wanna see her grow up.
Let's see
We'll
here.
have to bring her.
Yo, you better do that.
I need your email.
So precious.
Some shit.
So will you need some signatures?
Oh, yeah, you know what, really
That's
quick?
correct, this is
The
two.
only signature I need from you is the minutes.
Well,
And then,
it
oh,
did
yes,
say
you
1
do.
through
'Cause I
7.
did that.
1 through 5, I
One
think.
with the city.
No, on that card it says 1 through 7.
Oh, maybe it's only two.
So whichever.
I
sure
was not. I think it was just part of the ordinance.
It's like, okay.
So,
Oh, no, it's just gonna say, oh, yeah.
I pulled a few of them out that were really filthy.
to be honest, Mary, I
Oh,
was not really, I'm not sure what it was.
Put this
I
back.
don't,
oh, okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Okay. and
my
then what's-
understanding was in our ordinance.
Thank you, Richard.
Yep, you have a good evening. Don't freeze out there.